Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Namaskaram. In the last two lessons, we tried doing the Khandagati first and second speed for the Uttarangam of Saveri Varnam. Now we are going to render Misra Gati first speed. Just a recap, Misram is 7 counts and Gati for each beat will have 7. We have already seen the difference between Jati and Gati. Jati is the count itself changes. Gati is the underlying rhythm of each beat changes. So Misra Gati is takitta takka dimmi 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 takitta takka dimmi. Instead of the regular 4, we are going to render 7 per beat. So as usual, 7 and 4 meet only after 7 rounds, because 4 and 7 meet only at 28. So when you are going to render it as 4, 4, 4, 4, then only after 7 avartas we are going to come back to the samam. And we have calculated the number of avartas for Tusram and Khandam. The normal rendition of the Uttarangam is 2 times the Charana Sahitya for the first, and for the rest of the Swaras it is once. So if we render it like that, it comes to 13 avartas. But for Misram we need 1 more avarta. So what we have to do is, we have to repeat the Charana Sahitya for either the second or the third or the fourth. And other alternate we had with the Tusram is, we repeated the first line of the fourth Swara. We can also do that. Alternatively, we can, if you want to do that, we can also do that. But we are going to repeat the Charana Sahitya alone. What we will do is, we will do it for the first and the last. Okay. So what we will do is, we will do the Sahitya line alone in Chatusram and then switch to Misram. Okay. Dani ru nai vela dani ru nai vela Dhapa magari ma pa da ni da pa ma da ni pai ne na ru na i vela da ni pa da pa ma pa da ni da ma re sa da sa ri ma pa da ma pa ma ni da pa ma da ni pai na hu na i vela da ni da ma ga ni da ma ga ni sa da ma ga ni sa ga ri sa ni da pa da sa ri ma pa da ma pa da sa ni da ri sa ni da pa da sa ri ga da sa ri pa da sa ma pa da ga ri sa ni da pa ma da ni pai dani pai nai mela sa re sa ni ra pa ma ga re sa da sa pa ma da pa ni ra pa ma pa da sa ni ra pa da ni ra pa ma pa da ma ga re ni ra pa ma sa ni ra pa re sa ni ra pa da ma ga re sa da sa ri ma pa da pa ma pa da sa ma pa da sa ri ga ri sa ni ra ri sa ni ra pa da pa ma ga ri ma pa da sa ri ga ri sa ni ra pa ma ga ri sa ri ma pa da ni pai ne hu nai vela da. As we have seen in Kandagati, if you have to repeat each swara coming back to samam, then we will have to render the Charana Sahitya alone 6 times for the first one and second one, and 5 times for the third, and 3 times for the fourth. Of course, for the fourth, what we can do is, instead of repeating the Charana Sahitya thrice, what we can do is, we can do it twice and repeat the first 2 lines twice, because you have 4 lines. But with regard to the first and second swara, where you have only 1 line of swara, then you will have to repeat it 6 times. So that is a bit of overdoing. That's why we are doing the Khandam and Misram, the whole Uttarangam together, and not repeating each swara, which we did in Chatusram as well as Tisram. Now what we will do is, we will do the Tisram, where that is Tisram first beat, where we did 6 swaras per beat, and then show the transition of 7. Okay, so the entire Uttarangam we will render it in Tisram. And what is the repetition for Tisram?
Because it came to 13, we added 2 more. First swara, for the first swara, we repeated the Charana Sahitya twice. So we had to repeat the Charana again for the third and the fourth Chitta swaras.
Yeah. Okay. Da ni pai ne na ru na i vela da ni pai ne na ru na i vela da pa ma ga ri ma pa da ni da pa ma da ni pai ne na ru na i vela da ni pa da pa ma pa da ni da ma ga ri sa da sa ri ma pa da sa ri ma pa ma ri da pa ma da ni pai ne na ru na i vela da ni pai ne na ru na i vela da ni da ma ga ri ni da ma ga ri sa da ma ga ri sa ga ri sa ni da pa da sa ri ma pa da sa ni da ri sa ni da pa da sa ri ga da sa ri pa da ma pa da ri sa ni da pa ma da ni pai ne na i vela da ni pai ne na ru na i vela sa ri sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa da sa pama da pa ni da pa ma pa da sa ni da pa da ni da pa ma pa da ma ga ni da pa ma sa ni da pa ni sa ni da pa da ma ga ni sa da sa ni ma pa da pa ma pa da sa ma pa da sa ni ga ni sa ni da ni da pa ma ga ni ma pa da sa ni ga ni sa ni da pa ma ga ni sa ri ma pa da ni pa re ru nai vela da ni pa re ru nai vela da pa ma ga ni ma pa da ni da pa ma da ni pa re ru nai vela da ni pa da pa ma pa da ni da ma ga ni sa da sa ri ma pa da sa ri ma pa ma ni da pa ma da ni pa re ru nai vela da ni da ma ga ni sa da ma ga ni sa ga ni sa ni ra pa da sa ri ma pa da sa ni ra pa da sa ri pa da sa ma pa da ga ni sa ni ra pa ma da ni pa re ru nai vela da ni pa re ru nai vela sa ri sa ni da pa ma ga ni sa da sa pa ma da pa ni da pa ma pa da sa ni da pa da ni da pa ma pa da ma ga ni da pa ma sa ni da pa ri sa ni da pa da ma ga ni sa da sa ri ma pa da pa ma pa da sa ma pa da sa ri ga ri sa ni da ri sa ni da pa ma ga ri ma pa da sa ri ga ri sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa ri ma pa da ni pa re ru nai vela da ni pa. Now regarding the Uttarangam, we have done 4, 5, 6, 7 and the double of 4, 8 and double of 6, 12 and double of 5, 10. We have also done it for the Mohana Varnam, Navaraga Varnam, and you can also take any other Varnam. For example, Kalyani. Okay, what we have to do, the first thing is, when you switch the Kati, what we have to do?
You have to calculate the number of
avartas. So how many avartas of swaras?
The first two Chittaswaras have 1 avarta each. The third Chittaswara has 2 avartas.
Then it becomes 4.
And the fourth one has 4 avartas.
3 avartas.
3 avartas.
This is an exception. Only the Kalyani Varnam has the the fourth Swaram of Kalyani Varnam has 3 avartams. Normally it is of 4 avartams. In any other Varnam it is 4 avartas. But in Kalyani alone it is 3 avartams. And if you look at some of the Patantras, they have one more line. But the regular Patantra has only 3 lines. So the total number of avartas for the Swaras alone is 7. Actually, which is very easy for Misram. But the problem is we don't render the Swara alone. We also render the Charana Sahitya along with the Swaras. So if you render it once for each of the Swara, then it becomes 4. And the normal practice is to render it twice at the beginning. So then it becomes 5. But we have to render it
two more times
for
it to coincide with the tala.
Yeah.
Because
Probably what we can do is, we can repeat the Charana Sahitya for the third and
the
fourth. Okay, shall we try that? We will sing the Charana Sahitya in Chatushram once and then switch over to Misra. Pamagari Ramagari Ni Sari Gama Padani Lumarani Mohamaya Pada Pamagama Pamagari Sani Sadrini Sadani Sari Gama Padani Luparani Mohamayani Luparani Mohamayani Sari Sani Dani Dama Pa Dani Dama Dama Pama Gama Pada Ni Sani Kari Ga Sari Ni Sa Ni Sari Ni Sa Dani Sani Dama Gama Pada Ni Kari Ni Luparani Mohamayani Luparani Mohamayani Gagari Sani Padani Sani Sani Dama Gama Padama Padani Padani Sani Sani Dani Sani Dama Gama Padama Dani Sani Gama Gari Sani 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 Dani Pani Dama Gama Padani. Now, the repetition of Charana Sahitya was similar to the Saveri Varnam. How was it similar? Even though the structure differs, what we have done is we repeated it twice for the first, third and fourth.
but in Saveri we didn't repeat it for the third. We repeated it only for the first and the fourth.
Now we are repeating it for the third as well. Because the fourth has only 3 hours.
avartas.
So that is the difference. We have to make it out where we have to repeat it twice or where we have to repeat it, where we don't have to repeat it. So these things we have to do it for each and every varnam. And in also with regard to Mohanam, we did Tisram for Mohanam. How many avartas are there for Mohanam? There you have only 5 avartas.
5 avartas for the
Swarams alone.
And 4 avartas for the charanalai. So 5 plus 4 becomes 9.
9.
And then the normal practice of singing the charana line twice for the first
now
one.
this is going to be difficult for Mohana because you are in need of 4 more avatars. If you are in need of 4 more avatars, then probably we will have to repeat it thrice, or we will have to repeat the first line of 4th swara twice.
Apart from repeating the charana line thrice, we have to repeat anyway the line of the
if you do that, normally we do it twice for the first. Okay.
And because of that.
Second, third and fourth we do it once. So that becomes 5. And you have 5 lines of swaras. Then it is 10. Okay. What? And if you repeat it,
we need 4 more lines.
4 more lines.
we have
What
to
we can
repeat-
do is, for second, third and fourth, do it twice. Apart from that,
There will be 1 more line required.
which
So,
we can repeat the first line of fourth swara. Okay, shall we try that? Sannuta ga shri nivasa sannuta ga shri nivasa ga visari da ri da sa ri ga ri sannuta ga shri nivasa sannuta ga shri nivasa ga gari gari sari ga ga padara sari ga ga
Kada pagari
ga ga
Kada pagari
sannuta ga shri nivasa sannuta
Taga Shri Nivasa
Padada pagari sari gari sada sari ga pada sada pagari sannuta ga shri nivasa sannuta ga shri sari gari sari sada sada pagari sari sa sari gari pa pa da da sari gari sari sada sada pagari sari sa sari ri ga ga pa pa da da sari gari gari da sari sari sa pa da sa da ga pa da pa da pa ri sa da pa ga ri sa di sannu. So far we didn't repeat any of the swara line. Only for Mohanam we are doing that. Even if it is Abogi, the same pattern is that same structure is there for Abogi. Abogi also you have 1 line each for first 3 swaras and the last swara has 2 lines. So the repetition is similar in Mohanam and Abogi, and it was different in Saveri and Kalyani. And even if you take up Navarag Malika, what will be, we'll just discuss what are the varnas we have. Instead of singing, what we can do is, how many avartams are there for Navarag Malika?
For the first Chittaswara it is 1 avarta, the second and third are of 2 avartas each, and the fourth one is of 4 avartas.
Now we have 9.
And we have to repeat the charana twice for the first one, which is 11, and once for the other 3, so it's 14.
That's all. So that is not a problem for Navaraga Malika. Suppose if it is Todi, we have 5 Chittaswaras. And for first, second it is 1 avarta each. And for second and fourth, third and fourth,
2 avartas.
2 avartas each. Then that makes it 6. And for the fifth,
we have 4 avartas.
4. Then it becomes 10.
Then we are repeating the charana twice for the
Now
first
for
one.
Todi it is going to be a problem, because it is 15.
Yeah.
You are in need of another 6. So what normally we do, we repeat it for the first.
Instead of that, we can cut down on the repetition, which makes it 14 because the charana is.
No. Even then it is 15. Even if you don't repeat it, if you render it once, since you have 5 swaras, what happens is 5 swaras you will be singing the charana sahitya for 5 times. Okay, 5, then the 4, last one is of 4, which makes it 9. And the third and fourth are 2. Then it is 13. And first and second are ones. 1 avarta each. Then it becomes 15.
15. So we have to follow the rule of Mohanam, where we repeated the charana lines for all the charanas. So if we repeat it for the first one, it becomes 16. Second one, it becomes 17. Third one, it becomes 18. Fourth one, it becomes 19. Then for the fifth one, it becomes 20. And the last, the Chittaswara, the first line we can repeat, just like we did for Mohanam, which becomes 21.
Yeah, that's how we have to make out how many avartas you have, because all the varnas do not have the same structure, and particularly with regard to Uttaranga. In Purvanga, we are going to sing it as a whole. There is no repetition of Pallavi or Anupallavi in Chatusram. In Uttaranga, after each swara, we are going back to the Charana Sahitya. So we have to ascertain it in advance, and then we have to venture any Gati. Okay, so the pattern is different. What we saw here now is the pattern is similar in Mohanam, Abogi, which have the similar structure. Even though the Todi Varna did not have the similar structure as the Mohanam and Abogi, and it had 5 swaras, so the structure is different, but the rendition is similar to Mohanam. Okay, and in Kalyani, it is different from Saveri, because the fourth one is
of 3 avartas.
3 avartas. And in Navarag Malikai, it is also different, because you have
the second
4
and
plus
the
2
third.
plus 2 plus 1, which makes it 11. And there is no repetition for all the Charana Sahitya. So these things we have to remember. What we can do is, we have to make a list. How many swaras are there, how many avartas are there, and which has to be repeated, and which we will sing it once. So that's how we can make a list and then start doing the exercise. Okay, now we have done the first speed of Misram for the Uttarangam. In this next lesson, we will try to do the second speed of Misram, as well as the combination of first speed and second speed, as we did for Tishram and Kandam and also the Chatusram. Okay, we will try to figure it out whether the same pattern is enough for the combination of first and second speed of Misram. Okay, thank you.